And a few days ago, like, I don't know. Um, there are things in life you just don't necessarily want to, you don't want to see, you don't want whatever, obviously, but you do the right thing. And the right thing you think is helping your fellow man, and especially if they're faced with the worst days or moments of their lives. Um, you do what you can where you can, and especially until like the big boys arrive, that's their job, but things like that. But a few days back, um, I think it'd been a rough night anyway. Um, but I had like a whole 10 or 15 minutes sleep. Yeah, I wake up to horrendous fucking noises. One of which is a little one screaming, and I do mean screaming, terrified. All the decibels, right? Run out. My little runs out to help too, but still didn't have enough hands. There's a little one trapped by things, holding their heads to things, and a little backpack wrapped around their neck, attached them to something else. And I got them out of the way. Driver, I thought initially was parents there, was unconscious and bleeding pretty badly on the wheel. The horns blaring. Neighbors done got work, didn't have enough hands. Other people hurt. Uh, Not enough people to direct and stop traffic, and it's foggy. It's a certain time in the morning. Little one was on her way to grades below. We're right around kindergarten, and I got her out of the car and everything. She's screaming for mom and dad, but she's obviously got a few little head things going on. Her neck's hurt. I don't want her moving too much, but she is. She's terrified. She's screaming. I try to calm her, ask her name, and do the thing. She's the sweetest little thing. She's worried about her little glasses. They were broke. She couldn't see, which I'm sure made her more afraid. She was worried about them being broken. I was like, honey, I'll go back over and I'll get you little pieces. We'll fix them. They're fixable. It's okay. Stay right here for me. I knew I needed to help the other ones, but every time I'd go towards there and get near to other people, she'd try to follow me and be talking about her mommy daddy again, and she was afraid. She was in shock. She was also really cold up there. Her lips were trembling. They had blood on them. I was worried about her injuries. I needed to keep her out of the way. I needed to keep her out of the traffic and the roads. I finally get one or two others to come out. I don't even have phone. Other people call, do all the things. And I just keep having to go back with her into a safe spot to make sure she's not hit or anything. Obviously, as an adult, I can be out there in the roadway, everything else, I can stop traffic, but something else smacks those other ones into one of us, that's fine. We're adults. We can die, we can come, we can go. We've lived our lives, but not the little one. And she's afraid, so she keeps following me back in. She also wants to see the driver. There's no say I didn't think, she was already afraid. So, and I didn't want her moving too much because of the things. And the neighbors, they start we're hugging her and trying to keep her warm because she's just shaking. And I didn't want her going to full all the things. So I go back over, I try to help the other ones, etc. There's fluids everywhere, all the things. But that's the thing. First priority, even though you're leaving others laying and bleeding, then whatever, you keep the little ones safe. I try to. keep them in the comments, keep them, you know what I mean? But that sticks. Even her little screams of terror and being scared, and they're here now. And for me, obviously, at morning it struck us 15. It's like, really? Just like a few weeks before that, here's this scream coming down the hill and these mangled bodies. And, it does hit centers now. Used to, probably not. Now it does. It's like, oh, and it triggers. Bothers. But I have answers for those. I know where they came from and how they came and what caused. You see, a little easier to bear. I know those people and the little ones, they end up being all right in the end. But as far as the 15th, the answers, the truth, the full picture, made out of a bunch of brilliant minds, hearts, and spines and souls working for all the right reasons and their hardest for summer for all the right reasons. It's up to them one day to put all the little pieces together in a giant puzzle, and fit it together so the whole picture's there and all the truth and all the answers. And I'll tell you, those are not going to come from LARPing ass, tragedy pimp, pretending to give a shit while destroying the inside and in and around this community around summer. Those who really know her in real life. It ain't going to be them. It's going to be law enforcement, feds, and people in and around the community that maybe have pieces and keys and things like that, or little things they all put together and compile. The big boys that come on scene. Maybe after the worst thing ever's happened, but they come on scene and it is